Dear Journal, it's week 6, or 5, or 8, or you know what, I can't even remember. Week whatever on lockdown. The viral outbreak has killed 70,000 people in just a few months and completely wrecked the world economy. And then, to make matters worse, today was especially hard. I pulled through Wendy's like I always do, and I ordered the triple bacon cheeseburger with triple large sauce, and I was told that it is no longer available. What in the actual hell? They said something about the meat supply being short or being threatened or something like that. I don't even know what that means, but it sure as hell doesn't sound good. So I had to find out what the hell is going on because I need to know. Is my access to dead animals actually at risk? Might I be reduced to hunting my next meal in the forest like some sort of savage? Or maybe a fate even worse than that, might I have to start sizing up my neighbors for my next meal? And don't put it past me, because in the immortal words of the #1 meme lord on planet Earth,
you think I like sizing up my neighbor, how I'm gonna haul him up by a chain and chop his ass up? I'll do it. My children aren't going hungry. I will eat your ass. Eat your ass.
Yeah, it's like that. I will eat your ass if it comes down to you versus me and me feeding my children. Guaranteed. So in all seriousness, guys, I had to cut through the hype and try to figure out what's going on, because if you just go on the surface and you look at the mainstream media, it would seem that the next time you're going to walk in the grocery store, there will be no meat there, and you potentially might be eating your neighbors, or even worse, maybe reduced to being 100% vegan. So I had to figure out what the hell is going on, because I know that the mainstream news cycle thrives on hype and disinformation in order to turn a profit. So I've done the research to bring you the straight information on where the hell the beef actually is, and if there really is a shortage coming up in the near future. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, let's start out with some basic facts. And yes, I did have to do a significant amount of research on this topic, learning about the meat industry, learning about slaughterhouses, and now I know a lot more than what I actually wanted to know. But let's start with the first fact, and that is a crazy number, 72 billion. Yes, you heard that right, billion. 72 billion animals are slaughtered every single year worldwide for human consumption. Now, narrow that down to the United States, because that's all I care about, because that's where I live right now. And you have about 10 billion animals slaughtered every single year for human consumption. Everything from cows to pigs to sheep, ducks, whatever. Now, how many slaughterhouses do you think it takes to process 10 billion animals per year? 20,000? 10,000? Guess again. There are only 800 federally inspected slaughterhouses, according to the recent USDA data. Another 1,800 are operated by states or are custom slaughterhouses, meaning that the sales are severely restricted to grocers and other limited aspects of the meat industry and the meat economy. But those numbers don't really show the real story, because out of all of those slaughterhouses, about 2,000 or whatever, there is a huge monopoly over the industry, which is controlled by 4 major meat packers: Tyson, Cargill, JBS, and National Beef. And even more interesting, there is a very small number of those meat packing plants that account for the vast majority of production. For example, in the cattle processing realm, there are about 50 plants that are responsible for as much as 98% of slaughtering and processing in the United States. So obviously, when one plant shuts down, even for a few weeks, there is a backup in meat production, which then forces farmers to euthanize their animals, which basically destroys their product and then earnings in turn. Then figure you get enough plants to shut down and you have a definite potential for shortage. But at this time, only a few slaughterhouses have closed up shop for longer than a few days, and then we've had some reopen, but at a diminished capacity. So yes, the slaughter continues, but at a reduced rate. So what does this mean? Does this mean that we're all going to be forced to go vegan in the near future? Well, fear not, my fellow meat eaters. The USDA has announced that in both commercial and public cold storage, we have over 1 billion pounds of meat ready for consumption. So yes, maybe 1 billion pounds of meat in cold storage is not enough, so the federal government has recently announced that it is going to purchase a ton more surplus meat from farmers. I don't know how they're going to process the meat, but whatever, I'm sure they have a plan. And they're also going to hook up farmers with about $15 billion in stimulus money because they're obviously suffering big time through this viral outbreak. Imagine having a business, viral outbreak hits, and you realize I've literally got to walk into my business and set it on fire because I can't get my product to market. So that sucks. So I'm happy to hear the government is going to help out farmers a little bit. And then overall, if we're looking at the big picture, taking in all this surplus into account, maybe reports of a shortage are a little bit overhyped. So based on the information I've been able to gather, it does not seem like there is an immediate threat to our meat supply. Now, maybe by the time you watch this video, considering the dynamics and the changing aspect of the viral outbreak, you may be reduced to hunting your next meal in the forest. You may be eating grass and digging for roots. I don't know. But right now, it seems like the biggest thing that's going to happen, and I'm already starting to see this a little bit, is limited supply on some certain cuts of meat at the store and some higher prices, which hopefully does not drive people into some sort of frickin' panic like we saw with the great toilet paper panic of a couple months back, where everything gets sold out because that's just stupid and retarded, and it really pisses me off. So if you get anything from this video, I hope it's this. Right now, there is no reason to eat your neighbors. Now, that may change in the future, so I strongly suggest being aware of your neighbors. Maybe jotting down a list of some prime cuts in the neighborhood just for future reference, because it pays to be prepared. So, all that being said, I don't know how you guys are doing on quarantine. I'm surviving quite nicely. I am working out obsessively in the world's smallest home gym. Grilling up meat every single day on my grill, and I am working obsessively on my YouTube channel and trying not to drive my family insane. And that's pretty much about it. I think we'll all survive this, hopefully in one piece, and come out wiser in the end. So I hope you guys are having an awesome day, awesome night, wherever you're at. If you like this content and you have not subscribed already, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and maybe gently tap or give a left hook and an overhand right hand to the notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which should be pretty fun. I'm gonna need your help on vetting 5 potential additions to my bug out bag. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Show your support for the channel by checking out the wide range of survival gear available at thesurvivaloutpost.com. We stock only top quality, rugged, tactical equipment and apparel designed to support any mission or situation life may throw your way. Any gear you've seen in this video is linked up down there in the pinned post, and be sure to check out the suggested videos for more real-world survival content and training.